Good morning, everybody. Tenwin, everybody, good to see you. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Let me make sure everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. I think the size is okay on the model. I had to move things around at the end of stream yesterday, so I'm trying to get everything back set up. Yeah, and I think I can definitively confirm the main menu music is way louder than anything we hear in game. So let's just go ahead and dump right back in. Where were we? Track down your gun, track down your badge, pay for damages, inspect the victim's body, get ammonia from the gardener or the Friet store. It'll make it easier.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
The young woman looks up at you. You sound a bit surprised, ma'am.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
Well, I was wondering because I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
My partner implied you might have some ammonia. We're dealing with the body in the courtyard, but I have some.
Sure, I'm done with it.
She takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and hands it to you.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Posted your tweet about your tier list on the Pill's Discord. Most people were just upset with the sidekick placements. I mean, again, it was a purely subjective list. And I'm fully open to the fact that some people prefer other playstyles and other characters, but I was not impressed by the sidekicks for the most part. They weren't bad. I did put them in C tier. It's not like I shoved them down in D or F. We also need directions.
Of course. Where to?
Where am I exactly?
What do you mean?
Sorry, I'm just disorientated. I don't know where I am.
Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
Okay, that's weird. That was in Martinez, sir, in the city of Revachol. So you did not say that. She looks around, thinking what else to say. People did agree with you and Maneha. I mean, I certainly hope so.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
The lieutenant seems uncomfortable with the level of disorientation you're displaying. What's to the north of us?
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
And what about to the east?
The harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
And to the south?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably.
And on the other side of the canal?
There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
Hey, Lord Bramber, welcome. No, you haven't missed much. We literally just started by talking to this lady. She gave us a little bit of ammonia to help with the smell of the body out there in the back. And what's in the west?
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
She nods, brushing a fleck of soil off of her cheek.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
She wipes her brow with the canary yellow of her glove.
You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
One more thing. Do you think I could borrow your gloves?
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Thank you. That gives us +1 to interfacing. Oh, there we go. Oh, right. The map is very esoteric. I forgot about that. Trying to remember where things are. I do know that there's a person we need to talk to over here. Again, this part of the game I do vaguely remember before I restarted. I woke up with a cold. Oh, that's bad. My bad. Sorry to hear that, Lord Brownbear. There's a lady over here that I know we need to talk to. As I said, there's one thing I remember, and I picked it up way too late when I first played this game, is that there is a... What is it called? I'm trying to remember. It's one of the thoughts for your thought cabinet. and it relates to getting experience for every one of these little blue dots that you click on. And it's like one of the best ways to get experience in the early game. So I would really like to unlock the ability to get that.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer, holding her hand over the railing. Joyce L, what does the L stand for? RCM, what's that? I'm a little foggy. What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
Shake her
I'm
hand.
glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting.
Thanks for backing me up on that.
I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
Okay, well, why don't you start with Wild Pines? What is it exactly that your company do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Fine, what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
She points to several small dots out on the horizon.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
She points to the east towards the harbor.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
Who are the other Indo-tribes?
Son-Baptiste, LUM, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
Wow, you're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. And how much money exactly does Wild Pines make?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Hey, Giovanni, haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Welcome, welcome. We're doing Disco Elysium now.
A billion?
The money I owe is so much less than
Yes,
that.
past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
And where does Wild Pines get all these billions exactly? What kind of businesses are they involved with?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Taking everything from its employees to build it. To be fair, probably helps to start with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
And what does a huge system like Wild Pines want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
What happened? Are those wings? Yeah. Yeah, I've had wings for a while. I mean, there were a couple times when I had them hidden, but no, I've got those and I've got the claws. That's what I got. Dragonfly man, baby. Aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo. 8% of all cargo in the world. I'll admit that's quite the endeavor indeed, man.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
So much. I mean, you haven't chatted in a while, but I didn't know if you'd been in the chat or lurking or anything. Who's Giovanni? Are they like a warrior? No, just a follower from back in the day. I mean, been here a while. He's one of the people who don't chat as much. A company must keep growing, otherwise it dies. That is a lie. More justification to do bad things for profit. It can also depend on the nature of the company, Tenwen. A good company can not think that way, and then get battered so heavily by competitors who do think that way that they feel they have no option but to follow that same example. And to be fair, I know a little bit more about this universe, and I'll just put it this way, Tenwen, she's not entirely lying. Let's just say that Ten Pines doesn't really have a choice in the matter right now. What exactly can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Okay, and what's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, Measurehead. Oh, I remember him. Oh no, I forgot. I remember him in concept. I forgot about him in terms of actually having to talk to him. Oh fuck. I forgot about Measurehead. I kind of want to run straight over to him just so you all can see the dialogue, because holy fuck, Measurehead is one hell of an NPC. Oh, a behemoth.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
Logistics company needs to keep moving, so the shark analogy at least makes partial sense. I don't know about growing. No. You are correct there, I think, Lord Brownbear. And I think that was more the stress Joyce was somewhat putting on it. She is still, at the end of the day, a representative of the company, so she does think that it should be growing. But as a logistics company, their primary motivation is either we keep moving or the whole system locks up. And I mean, as people should know from our own timeline, from our own world, do you all not remember what happened when that one container ship got stuck in the Suez Canal? And how were the talks going before the lynching, Miss Joyce?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
Kim checks his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
And what exactly are their demands, Miss Joyce?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Given how most companies work, they don't seem to have much of an idea of how a business is run.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board.
Okay, but what does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
So it essentially gives the workers a veto
Just
over
so you
everything.
understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
It's a pretty funny demand, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
That sounds extremely efficient. Well, I mean, that's just what Joyce even pointed out. She assumed that it was, okay, they're going to have the high ask, and then we talk them down to something more reasonable, and then we all go back to work. Like, but they're not.
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
And what happened to the previous company negotiator, this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Oh, not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
And what do you know about this union boss, this Mr. Clare?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Really? He's that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there's two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
And what about the rest of the union itself, outside of the brothers?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
The lieutenant speaks succinctly.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Quite frankly, ma'am, I prefer not to have an opinion on political matters.
Of course, officer.
One more thing. You said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
They talk more if you're honest about the amnesia? Yeah.
Disappear?
I mean, why wouldn't they? They have to fill you in on more things. It's kind of obvious that there is some benefit to playing this game a second time and already knowing as the player what you should ask about and what you already know about the world. At the same time, though, your character can only bring up stuff in conversations that they have heard. So it still behooves you to ask the right questions so that your character knows things to say in other conversations.
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
I'll admit, that sounds a bit eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
All right, that's all I needed here. Let's
Of
change
course.
topics.
How else can I help?
I'll admit, Miss Joyce, you seem really intelligent. I need someone to give me the lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality.
She pulls her hood closer around her neck. I got so drunk that I have literally forgotten everything.
What?
She chortles, nearly spilling her tea. I went on a 3-day bender, and I could really use someone to explain the world to me.
Such an acute encephalopathy. Just doesn't seem possible. Surely you're joking.
She puts her beverage down and stares at you.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
I love that Kim just goes with it.
You may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
I know these all look good. Start with the first. Okay, Encyclopedia. This is what I mean when I say your skills are actually also your party members. Because, Encyclopedia is like, dude, start with the basic shit. Do not jump straight for the insane crap.
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock.
Have you decided what game you're doing tomorrow? I'm definitely leaning towards the Surge, Tenwin. I definitely want to give that a try, at least give it a shot.
You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
And what else do you know about Martinez?
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
You mentioned a sea. What sea are we on?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
So we are near an ocean.
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities. Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
So then what's the name of this island?
Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea. Misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch. The Martinez Distributary.
Imagine a terrible children's show for very young children. Oh, Caillou. Okay. It took me a second to get that.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her and to humanity at large.
Okay. That's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
And what kind of city?
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes Revachol great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay. Who built the city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Semenine and Il Marat, depending on your creed.
And when was it built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And how is a city going to resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
They built it off of an unusual material, rock and roll. We built this city. Bow, bow, bow. I don't want to get copyright struck later. So I'm not singing anymore.
By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So Martinez is an unimportant part of a very important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
Gemas vu derealization. Hold up. I need to check. I need to check wit, because I know it's from a conversation with her is the skill you need to find. Let me pull up my phone real fast. Disco Elysium thoughts. I'm sorry for doing this. I just, again, this is the one... This is like the one fucking thing that I remember that you need to get. Yes, that's the one we needed. That's the one we needed. Fuck yes. Okay, I know we were working on loans on there we go. Let's get that started. Fuck yes, that was the one we needed. There's several in the game that have different ways of getting experience, but that's one of the big ones. I wanted to make sure we got it. We are where we are. I have no true answer to give, unfortunately. If watches you closely as you scan the horizon.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
All right. You're right, Lieutenant. We'll continue later.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
These are the I know she has some more, though, that we definitely need to get this. And before we leave, Miss Joyce, who and what are you?
What I am not is a basic term of reality.
All right. Just got from my phone to my computer and seeing Joyce Wood. I mean, she certainly, you could definitely tell that when she was a bit younger, she was quite the looker. She's a little old, though. But she's certainly not a bad woman. At least from what I can tell. That's all
Glad
for
to
now.
have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
We will just hold off real fast. I should have looked into the ad thing after stream yesterday, but I was so yapped out and tired after 6 hours that I kind of did nothing after that. I had to do cleaning I had to do cleaning and stuff and basic maintenance of my living domicile and ugh. Not exactly something that I was looking forward to. Yap fatigue. Well, just kind of, I don't know. That always makes me feel like I mean, yes, you can get fatigue from just talking, from just doing one task repeatedly for many hours, but it always feels disingenuous to say like, oh, I got tired from talking. Or, I mean, come on, that just sounds like bullshit. I'm not saying that it has to be. I've seen streamers who can get overwhelmed by even just a few hundred people in their stream and with only a few dozen people talking in their chat. I can only imagine the insanity of dealing with larger chats and like the mental strain and the emotional strain that people can go with that. I don't know. Sometimes I can barely keep up when we've got more than just you and Tenwin in the chat sometimes. Oh, okay, the ad's done. I don't know if I want to ask that yet. Because we really need the money. There are interpreters, they can get tired from talking. Oh, well, yeah, but that's also the mental strain of having to actually... That's more than just talking. That is having to use your brain constantly to turn one language into another. And as someone who has always sucked at learning and fucking speaking foreign languages, I can fully understand why that would get mentally straining very fast. Fuck. We'll leave for now.
Detective.
Let's go see if we can figure out some other things to do. We don't want to be clicking on any of these just yet. And if I correct, we are really close to a level up. Good, 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 good. Is there a phone you can use? In the game? No, I mean, if I vaguely recall that there is a phone on the other side of one of the areas. I remember that there's like a public payphone, but we don't like, I'm not sure your question, Lord Brown. Like, we don't carry a cell phone. This universe, they still have fucking, look at the car design. You really think that they have like cell phones or anything in here?
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
He finishes and turns to you. What's going on
The
here?
jam, my man.
He motions towards the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. I more meant to call the number you got from the manager the other day. We do have the option of doing that through the radio. We can do that if we want. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
He glances south down the road. Huh, limbo. So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
I want to talk to the manager. I mean, we talked to the corporate side of the management. The union side of the management's over here. The manager of the bar is still inside and he hates our guts. Which manager are you talking about, Tenwin? How long you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Bit extravagantly phrased, but I roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers.
So tell me, what do you need?
What can you tell me about this strike?
It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
Do you know what the union's demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
And what do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
Anything else you know about
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. If you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end, most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
He smiles awkwardly. Not you?
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He glances down the road towards the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto the next one. He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
I mean, we may as well try. It's a white check, so we can retry it later. Fuck it, go for it.
In his eyes,
Hey!
an unfamiliar longing, flecks of brown and gold.
Familiar how?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon.
And what's to the southwest?
Excuse me?
He emerges from his reverie.
A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve.
I get the longing. I've felt something similar since I woke up today.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Diora.
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows.
What's it like to miss someone like that?
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, cop man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I know I miss someone, but I don't know who it is.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
You know anything about the dead man? The one hanging behind the hostel there?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
And what conclusion did you
A
reach?
sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Okay, and what are you actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
That's the machine behind you?
Just rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
He points at the lorry with his thumb.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6?
Think it's a Falcon A6 you got there?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
Don't suppose I could get one of those tracksuits you're
We're
hauling.
pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
No, I get you.
The man
Yep.
taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Not gonna ask for money from him either.
Don't be
We're
a
good.
stranger.
Oh, There we go. Okay, so we do have a skill point. Inland Empire. Oh, +1 from items. That's why. Suggestion is -1 from items. What's our lowest? Savoir faire is absolute crap. I know we're going to need hand-eye coordination. Again, I know we're going to need volition and Inland Empire. I do want shivers, though. We're just gonna... We're going to start with hand-eye coordination. Yep. Oh, I remember this guy. Oh, okay. We get one of Kim's best moments here. We need to talk to this guy. I remember this jackass.
Welcome to Revachol.
Announces the round man. The remark isn't addressed to you. It's addressed to the lieutenant. Why are you looking at my partner like that? It's a bot. Hello, bot. Fuck you, bot. Get the hell out of here. I find my patience with you guys has been limited as of late. Fuck the bots. I need to get a sound effect for when we delete bot messages. I need to get a sound effect. I'm thinking of, have any of you seen the Dungeon Soup animations? Have you seen the Barbarian doing the, I will not tolerate the forces of evil? I'm thinking something like that. Whenever we kick a bot, whenever we delete their messages. I think that would be a good idea. Something to that extent. Why are you addressing my partner like that, racist lorry driver?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
The lieutenant fires back at the man.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him, Kim.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, we are in a limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
All right, Kim, I've got your back. Give the lieutenant a punch on the shoulder.
You do make a cute couple. You know that.
The lorryman spits.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Well, now that that's settled, we've got a couple of questions
Whatever
for
you say, officers.
He waits impassively, cigarette smoldering between his fingers. What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
He spits on the ground.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Oh, you're a racist. Okay, makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
The Nazi. I'm actually going to say no. This is just good old-fashioned racist. Trust me, Tenwin. I already know that there's some other NPCs in this game. There are so much worse. This is level 1 racism. We haven't even seen the rest of this game's racism. I forgot how much I hated him and the bald guy. Yeah, I can really tell you're a prime example of superior design.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
And?
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
He throws a sharp glance at Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We must build a wall.
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Yeah, I'm not down with this, man. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Don't push your luck, runt.
The man gives you a disgusted look, then turns his attention elsewhere, ignoring your presence. Good. Goodbye. Ooh, what's that? Magnesium. Thank you. There's a couple of eugenics fanatics. Yep. Better say, let me put it to you this way, Tenwin. That was pre-World War I racist. I already know from what I remember of the game that another character is going to go full-blown phrenology, head-measuring World War II era racist, and then we're going to run into the actual character that is called a crypto-fascist at some point. Trust me, that dude was level 1 of the racism. We ain't even gotten started yet.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Hey, what's this machine?
Oh, that's the tear machine.
Okay, yeah, but what is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine, then it gives you money.
Okay, and how do I get tear for the tear machine?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there, somewhere.
Damn it.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She turns back to her magazine.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of 2 women kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Oh, forget all that. What's this about fashion police, this feature here?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
They're auditioning for... Flugel? I'm not gonna hit you with anything for mentioning that organization, because I get that you're making a joke. Be very careful, though. Twitch's auto thing likes to crack down on people when stuff says like that. I've been hit by it before in other people's chat just for explaining what something was. Be very careful with that. Again, I'm not gonna report you for it. I'm not gonna hit you for it, but I've seen Twitch go fucking anal about that stuff. Be a little more circumspect when you make the joke. I don't want to see any of my viewers getting banned out of nowhere. Fucking Twitch is like a blind man with a shotgun sometimes. So where were we? They rate different outfits famous people wear. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish. So who's the numero uno guy in there right now? And does he look like this? Her lazy eyes scan up and down your body, assessing the situation.
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
All right. What is a frit?
I don't know. Frit?
Okay, but what is frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
And why does it have 3 T's in it?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
She chews on her gum with disgust.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Revachol, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. All right, I've got some questions for you, man.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
She puts down the magazine. Do you know anything about the dead body hanging behind the whirling in rags?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
You said you were an archmage. No, I said I'm a wizard. Oh dear. She is clearly not putting down the magazine. Well, to be fair, she kind of has it like leaned against her chest so that like it's under, like you can kind of see that it's meant to be like underneath her chin, like it's resting against her front. She didn't put it down, but she's definitely like, she's not like actively reading it. Did you happen to know the man who died?
Not really.
So you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Okay. And do you know how long he's been?
I don't know, really long.
And do you have any idea about what happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for the help. Can you tell me anything about the reality world?
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
You know what? Sure. Tell me about the economic reality.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
If it was an Ace Attorney game, oh really? But you said not really and then said not at all. This is a contradiction. Yeah, they would do something like that in an Ace Attorney. I always thought that she had a buffoon headpiece instead of a paper crown. I mean, it's meant to look like that. It's meant to look like the buffoon headpiece from the front. But yeah, it's obviously just a little... I mean, what it probably is an actual visor, and then they just have like this paper piece that's attached to it on top as part of the uniform. Well, it's not even really a uniform. I think she just has to wear it, and then she's allowed to wear whatever the hell else she wants, because it looks like she has just a skirt and a normal shirt on. Okay, how about physical reality?
I don't know. What about it?
The coalition. Someone told me there's
Our
one.
government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
She taps the magazine on the counter. Fine, I won't bother you with this
Cool.
nonsense anymore. Leave. How far away are we on this? Okay, good. We still got time. We're 20% done with the Jamais Vu. Again, there's a lot of French in this game. I will butcher the pronunciation. Don't at me. Oh, you're a big dude.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates, his voice the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man of his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you, a full head taller than everyone else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
No.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet, good sir.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the...
Right to work! Right to work!
He raises his voice and starts his chant again. What kind of cause are you even talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
All right, regardless, I've got questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not allowed to make a living here.
Shame on you!
He bellows at the gates.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing above.
So do we, Scott.
The loitering man hollers in return. All right, who's all of these? The strikebreakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
This VA is giving villain? he alternates between it. Like, he kind of gives a bit more of a, like, grandfatherly vibe sometimes, and then you also kind of listen to it more closely, and you're like, wow, there's like a deeper rumble to his voice that it's like, that feels a little uncomfortable. The man runs a hand through his steadily graying, militarily short haircut.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were
Given a job to do!
He starts bellowing again. All right. What exactly is your goal here, sir?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to get through the entrance.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Wait. Head measurer.
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him.
How bad could one guy be? You all seem capable.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Yeah, but you're the interesting one, considering the fact that I can physically see that his shirt is barely holding together across his chest. Why don't you just talk to them then?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
You mentioned phrenology. Yeah, you're about to see. We may as well go talk to him. I don't think we'll get through his whole dialogue tree, but I need you guys. The fact that you thought the racist lorry driver was the worst. Oh, I can't wait for you to meet Measurehead.
No. They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
All right, I'm gonna leave now.
Scab?
Asks a man with jolly eyes tilting his head. I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab.
His smile deepens, his wrinkles even more.
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
I'm in Martinez investigating a murder.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
You're right, it's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure it'll never get solved. It's actually very fun and easy. I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
What is this strike about anyway?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
And what's behind these gates? I'm looking around.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. So you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
He takes a swig and points up the stairs with his flask. Oh, that's simple. I just walk in.
Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
And there's the ad. Take a couple seconds to stretch. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm really thinking I need to adjust it to doing a 3-minute ad break every hour rather than a minute and a half every 30 minutes. That would be a proper break, and then also we would have less less breakups during the overall stream. But then I would have to fuck with my settings and pray that nothing breaks, which I don't like the idea of that. I finally got everything pretty much working. In fact, the sound seems to be doing better. I'm gonna go ahead and raise that back up. Let me know if it gets too loud, because I adjusted it because that main menu music was way too loud, but ever since then, everything else has been pretty... hasn't been peaking anything and hasn't been pushing too far into the higher zones, so I think we should be fine. 30 more seconds. Any messages I missed? Nope. Everybody's still there. Volume has been fine for me. Yeah, I think it was just the main menu. I don't know why they make main menu sounds so much louder than everything else. Like, I get it. There's nothing else going on the main menu, so you want the music to play central stage, but not to the point where I have to make separate adjustments to the sound settings for the main menu compared to every other part of the game. Past measure.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him.
He points to the bridge above the gates.
Then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again. And you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
You know, for some reason it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best measure head in a physical confrontation, or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
And has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
And has anyone tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
All right, fair enough.
Sure.
We're gonna get going. Put the Smash reveal music on because we're about to meet our new challenger in competitive racism. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If you're there, Tenwin, trust me, you thought the lorry driver was bad.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Fucking first line, here we go.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and the RCM. We need to get into the harbor.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust as if he were smelling a dead rat. What is that portrait? That is Measurehead. I mean, look at his model. He's got like tattoos all over his body. He's got like cut portions into the back of his head where his hair has been cut in certain spots. And he's got a face that is just, I'm assuming he's got tattoos on the front of his face as well, which is why it's not all the same color. Someone splashed paint on his face. Again, I'm pretty sure it's tattoos.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Kim, is it really that bad?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
All right, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. I need to get into the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Sandwich race, just it both sounds like a nonsensical insult, and at the same time, I've never been more insulted in my life. The ham sandwich. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race.
He pauses in melancholic reflection.
You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft.
Stabs him in the nuts. Strange, you seem to be begging now. Unfortunately, Tenwin, we don't have a knife, and we lost our gun. We don't even have a badge that we could, like, sharpen the edges of. We got nothing.
You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
I love how this is the woman we get, like, the clearest shot of her face. And it's like, really? This is the best you could do, my dude? Like, you're built like a brick shithouse, and this is what gets you going? Okay, I ain't kink shaming, but I am kink asking why.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Come on, I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor.
She looks too young? I mean, it might be a case that the drugs have not quite caught up to her yet, Flugel. This is going nowhere.
Last we saw, your race was being superseded by the Seminese.
Okay. We will be back. I know we need to keep exploring right now. We need to find more stuff before we deal with Measurehead. And this guy was not kidding. You have two options. You can either find a way to kick his ass, which is possible, or you can basically just smile and nod to his entire racist spiel. If I remember correctly, though, we still have some more stuff that we can check out down here. Oh, hello, there's something down there. I see you. Hey, Nosafed. Nice. Does occur to me. We do have ampule of ammonia. And the lieutenant's handkerchief. Okay. No clothes. We do have some tools, but none of them give stat bonuses, at least not right now. I know the flashlight works, yeah, in dark areas. The chain cutters can help open locked containers, and the pry bar opens other different types of locked containers. I'm just saying, it's always such a dumb excuse. Hey, in this specific situation, you're trying to be polite and open. That means you are inferior. It's so silly. I mean, as I said, Ted, when we will try some of the physical confrontation with him, and you'll see how he responds to that. It doesn't change much. It also does not help that, as I said, he is built like a brick shithouse, and we are built like a 40-something alcoholic.
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
Just saying, racists tend to find the dumbest reason to justify their belief. Oh, trust, again, Tenwin, we will do more of Measurehead's dialogue. He only gets stupider. Trust me. It doesn't... oh, God. I can't quantify it. They're just... Oh, I'm going to have to quote Wooly Versus. He's a former member of the Super Best Friends podcast, along with Pat and Matt, if you remember them from the golden age of YouTube of sorts. He played this game, and I remember watching his playthrough of this area specifically. And as he put it, the next racist will be the best racist. And that's pretty much it. Every single time this game brings up racism, it just gets more nonsensical and funny. Is this a game that brings up the dumb penis myth? I have no idea what that is, and I don't want to know what that is. No, as I said, phrenology is going to be Measurehead's big thing. Trust me, if we delve into some of his dialogue, he just goes on and on about head shape and brain size. Like, he goes full-blown 1930s phrenology fanatic. Do you know what caused that wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words daredevil driver sound ominous to you.
Don't argue with stupid. They drag you down and beat you with the experience. Yep, pretty much, Flugel.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Mind if I have a slice of that salami?
Sure thing.
He cuts you off a piece of the
Want
salami.
some too, officer?
He turns to the lieutenant. The lieutenant ponders for a moment, then decides to go for it. He takes a slice of the salami from the man and chews on it. So do you know what's further down the
Well, there's
coast?
the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
He thinks for a moment. Oh, okay, yeah, you just mean the stereotypical... Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Tenwin. I've just never heard it referred to as the penis myth.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Alright, thanks. To be fair, there's not much we can do on the first day of the investigation anyways, because there's a lot of this place that's kind of cut off. Oh. No, go around. Go around, or through. That works too. One or the other. Oh, there we go. The tear bag. We need that to make some money. How else would you describe it without saying it? I don't know. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. Plastic... Yeah, there we go. Plastic yellow frit bag. Now, we can make a little bit of money. The plastic bag has frit, sick, written out in a dynamic, forceful manner that implies great prices. As you crack it open, a multi-gust of air flies in your face. Smells of yeast and beer. The perfect place to store tear. Can we equip it? There we go. Put your mouth around me. And then, if I remember correctly, yes, now we can pick up all the little bottles and make a little bit of change for us. How much have you played before? I want to say it was day 3, and we had just gotten to the other side. So where that guy was that gave us the salami, he said that the water lock was broken. On day 3, that gets fixed, and you're able to cross to the other half of the map. That is as far as I got, was a little bit of exploration over there. Oh, good. We can pick up these cans now. No, Kim, get out of the way. Kim. This is literally my only source of income right now, Kim. I need to find all of these bottles. There we go. Oh, I see you. I see you, bottles. Gimme. It's not much.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Let's see if we roll double sixes. Why am I looking at this wall?
You have no
Yeah, I
clue.
didn't think so.
It's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Why that lit up all of a sudden? Go ahead and gather that up. Got some money, some magnesium. Got... Ooh, an orange bum hat. Reaction speed +1, rhetoric -1. There's a coat up there. I mean, I guess we may as well. The orange beanie with a couple of big-ass holes on the side. It looks like it might have been used as a mask during an armed robbery. I think I read all of the descriptions for the others. Oh, the latex gardening glove is a classic canary yellow. Maybe you should retire, take up gardening as a hobby. It's worth a thought. I also love how each of the stat bonuses also has their own description. Interfacing, bye-bye bugs. Feels twitchy, reaction speed. Bum brain, -1 to rhetoric. Halogen watermarks gives +1 to esprit de corps. A real statement to wear for conceptualization, but it gives an unsavory odor for suggestion. Tight around the thighs, tight around the crotch. Awesome watchtower heels. Heels are ridiculously high. And vivid imagination of the Inland Empire. So currently it's more of a point and click in a CRPG form. Yes, that's actually a good way to look at it, Tenwin. The game kind of really shows off its ability once you get into the dialogue options. And that's where it's kind of its closest equivalent to being a CRPG. Oh. We need to get as much as we can money-wise. The stats, the skills, and the dice. Yeah. Where's it at? There. I see you. Give me that. We are literally just going around collecting trash right now. Because we need at least some money in our pocket. Do I want to go back in here just yet? Not yet. Not yet. What's down here? Is that a bottle? No. It looks like a bottle, but it's not. Come on, keep moving. Keep moving. Oh no, that just gets on top of the lorry. There's nothing else out here. Actually, out here. Hey, there's a bottle. Gimme. We're cleaning up the streets. Oh, I see you down there. Tried to hide from me. It's underneath. Oh, that's just a cup. That's not tear, that's just a cup. Take that. Take you. Take you. Pretty sure you're just a merchant.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer, you're very cool.
He makes
Bang,
both
bang, bang,
hands
bang.
into finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the air. Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes! You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his little consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
He settles back onto the pile of boxes that he's been sitting on.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
What kind of stuff are you selling
Only
here?
the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
And where'd you get those comfy pants?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board.
And is there a discount for cool officers?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50% off.
And you have a permit to sell all of it?
Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just economic freedom. Take a look around.
He takes a deep
You
breath.
glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Kim, just checking. He doesn't need a permit?
It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool.
But then, aside from things like murder, why are we here if there are no permits, Kim?
If you wanted to be cynical about it, you could say we are here to protect the interests of property holders. I am not, however.
My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be extremely bad for business. You're part of the gossamer state.
Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to the near absence of regulations.
Gossamer State, you're right, this is cool. I'm part of a hip, thin, almost non-existent state apparatus. So cool guys protect businessmen while everyone else lives in the ruins. I can think of cooler things. But you're a foreigner. I'm protecting the business interests of foreign nations. Then I'm protecting a state of lawlessness. I'm not an officer of law. I'm an officer of common anarchy. All right then, no permit. Fine.
Hyper cool.
He nods solemnly, then breathes out a sigh of pride surveying the city around him. That's all then.
Anything for you.
Where are you from, Sealine?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
But I'm guessing you're from the Apricot Suzerainty, right?
See, guy, apricot suzerainty. It's all the same to me. It's all cool. I'm interested in sales. Go ahead, let's make one. Super high quality, friendly prices.
That's a white check. We can always do that. We can always try it again later. Try to persuade him to give me some money.
No need to dress this one up.
Oh,
Just
no.
tell him what you want.
Oh, no. Rhetoric, why? I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be very likely, but still. Oh, I should have taken the hat off if I was going to do that. Shit. You're going for the centrist playthrough, I see. Flugel, what can I say? Sure, some of the results are going to be funny. I'll probably pick a couple of the political options at some point, but god damn, some of them just... I mean, there's a reason most of them read to be insane, because they are. Like, it's almost like the video game designers are trying to tell you that being an extremist in your political opinions, regardless of what angle you're playing it at, is a bad thing. Who would have thunk? I want your money. Now.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
I love how that's the only time he sounds somewhat sad, like, but why? I don't know. It was just the only thing I could come up with in my head. I need to get money somehow.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
The street vendor nods, dead serious.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
He looks at the vendor.
Sorry, detective.
Okay. Never mind then. Get a reality lowdown. Return later. Should be there whenever you need info. What did we pick? It keeps saying that we picked up something in our... I'm not seeing anything else. A red tip pry bar has Carson T heavy duty engraved just below the handle. It's satisfyingly heavy and perhaps one of the most useful tools to carry around. I guess we may as well carry that in our other hand. We've got a tear bag and a crowbar. The meanest looking pair of cutters you've ever seen, made in Gottwald by Welshram Workzug. No chain, wire, nor barbed fence will ever stand in your way again. They look hungry, ready to chew through steel. A police flashlight bearing the logo of the Grundstellung RAO. The small dynamo packed inside this handheld illumination device theoretically gives you the ability to produce a tiny amount of electricity anytime, anywhere. What else have we not explored? We do need to go back into the courtyard. I guess we could try to get the body down. Oh, there's a container. 20 cents and some magnesium. Nice. There is... I don't think we can get up there. There's something over there. We got the body. We've got that. There's a little bit of tear over here. There's some bottles. Go ahead and grab that. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Uh-oh.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at a trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yeah. I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
It's just a hunch. Maybe somebody who dealt with the body threw something in there. He leans in to inspect the lock. How do we get it open?
You could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or... Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
Alright, we'll go ask. I mean, we could try using the pry bar, but I think maybe we can earn some points by talking to Garnt and not breaking his fucking shit even more. That would probably be nice. You know, let's not antagonize the guy even more, shall we? What is that? Oh. Woman's hand wrote down yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. Okay. Nose fed. I don't suppose... No, we can't pick up any of these bottles. What about the one that was next to the guy? Nope, still can't pick that one up either. Alright, fine.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
You know what I mean.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
What is this feeling?
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem a little callous to guard even the leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
You should pronounce lieutenant as lieutenant. Oh, I can try. I'll see if I remember.
Was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yeah, so he's basically Karl Marx in this universe. Can't imagine what with his first name beginning with a K and his second name and his last name beginning with an M. I'm no Krasmazov.
No one was implying you were, officer. Where were we?
We need those keys nonetheless.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
You talked to you about. We might do that later. We'll do that later. Wonder why it only lasted 11 days. Well, we have heard talk about there being a revolution, and then we heard talk about the coalition coming in and deciding that that wasn't allowed. Put the pictures together, Willow Brownberry.
The sliding lid has a padlock that's
open the padlock.
A well-oiled crack. The lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there?
There is, but you won't like it.
Sweat forms on your brow.
Oh. Your hand is still on the lid.
Sometimes I forget how much of this they read when it comes to the skills. Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Look under the boxes of the cart.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Dive further.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And
wait a second. So what was that other choice?
No,
used to dump
searching for evidence in the tray. A box falls into pieces among the threadbare kitchen towels. Something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
There's going to be a lot of stuff you don't like in a murder case. Yep.
Drop them in here, officer.
The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but...
He looks into the container.
The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
And there's the ad. Third ad of the day. No, I've still got enough. I've got enough gamer subs still. Gotta do some stretches. Oh. Ah. The sound design in this game is impeccable. You can hear like the actual sounds they used as the character is digging through the trash. I love the attention to detail. Absolutely adore it. Ah. That's that. I still feel like my mic setup is not done properly. Every time I stream, I feel like I've got it in the wrong position. Ugh. Ah, heck. Ah. Probably made at least one person vomit. Oh, absolutely. Between the sound effects for this, the sound effects for when we checked the body last time and the character actually threw up. Like, yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff that happens. A lot. It could easily lead to somebody getting, like, actually sick from it. Would not surprise me in the slightest. Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
Kim knows his military gear.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
thrown out towel, a mug, and that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
He nods towards the red-haired boy behind him. Yeah. We're gonna have to ask the kids about who put them in here eventually. Yeah.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
The one behind the fence suddenly yells.
See?
So you think someone from the whirling might have been involved?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Search the food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
It can't be.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
A miserable-looking piece of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Don't think I wanted to be a cop anymore. Someone from the whirling threw it in the trash. Rather not talk about it. I had a foreboding quality. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. Oh, right. Isn't Apocalypse Cop one of the, like, personality types you can pick? I didn't think I wanted to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away.
Well,
he doesn't know what to say.
Lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
All right, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
He peers into the trash where soggy cartons and rags stink uninvitingly.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Let me see. What's that mug?
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Oddly racist depiction of the yellow man. An antique.
Only in its social sensibility.
Well, I don't have a choice now. I guess I take the mug. The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the
You've
trash.
acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Ooh,
the container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Picked up... This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the Whirling in Rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Samaran descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of a colonial-era antique. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged. Start keeping notes on the case. We also need to talk to Kim. I actually haven't done that. Kim, I really think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow.
Seriously, Kim, I don't remember anything. There was a lot of drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
I'm completely lacking in even basic information about the RCM. Can you help me, please?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
All right. Fine. What should I concentrate on?
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
All right. What's wrong with personal affairs, then?
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
Okay. At least Encyclopedia is coming back online to give me some basic shit. And what if it's a medical situation?
Really? You look fine to me.
Kim, I am talking serious damage here. I looked in the mirror and I had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Kim, I don't think it's psychological. Some kind of brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
What can you tell me about the case?
What do you want to know?
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
He considers the phrasing. What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
What can you tell me about it?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
All right, fine.
Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Anything else you know about it? I can't remember a single thing.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
I don't know anything. I only know what you've told me before.
Do you want me to brief you?
Yeah, brief. That sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
Kim is pretty no-nonsense. Kim just is no-nonsense. Kim is the cop you wish you had in your local area.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Wait, does the briefing say who the victim actually was, or do we just know that he is a security guard?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
And why don't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
And why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Okay, so the RCM barely even comes to this area and has largely left... They've largely let the Union police the area because they're so numerous. Okay, and the RCM
That's
is...
us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Okay, so just to make it perfectly clear, our job is to find the killer.
That's right.
Okay. That's all I need. Can I know a bit more about you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Well, I think we'll work together a bit better if we have a bit more of a rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Oh, great. We can insult his appearance. We can sound mildly racist. There's our first two options. Thanks, game. Fuck you. So I notice you're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Why the fuck would I want to insult Kim over that? Fuck you. Just observing.
I guess you don't need glasses, then.
I kind of have noticed you don't look like the other people around.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
All right, I take it you don't want to talk about it, so I guess it's not interesting.
I can see you're disappointed. You are right to be. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents. I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular, garden variety Revacholier.
Kim, be honest with me. Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
Like, when you're thinking, do you have conversations with the rest of your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
Okay, I get it. You're one of the old school detectives.
So what? That makes you the new school? God spare us. For real detective work, nothing beats a good notebook by your side.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Why don't you tell me a secret about yourself?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The lieutenant nods.
Good.
Yes, that's all.
Let's change the subject.
Should we talk to... I think we should talk to Kuno. We need more insanity in this right now. And we're also still waiting... we still have an hour and 21 minutes before we get the Je m'en veux derealization. Alright, let's talk to Kuno.
Kuno's got this!
The boy is throwing rocks at the dead body and can't be older than 12.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno!
Yells the other kid from behind the fence. Hey kid, police business.
Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
The children ignore you.
Love it in the dick.
And there's the slurs.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Could you please just stop throwing rocks at the crime scene?
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouthful!
Shits himself?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Kim, what the fuck should we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
Forces?
You will see.
Are you two kids siblings?
The fuck are you talking about?
He throws another rock at the body.
Calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
That is not what I said. Look, I've got questions.
All right, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
Show me what you've got. Sorry, I've only seen like a handful of episodes of Rick and Morty, but that was one of them.
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
I threw up. I can't investigate the body now. I gotta ask, who is Kuno? About the crime scene you kids play often here. What do you know about the body?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
You know who he
Kuno's
was?
fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
I've not played this game, but I bet 100% that Kim doesn't interact with the kids because he knows racists will claim that he will do insert terrible things to them. That is what... You're not entirely wrong, Tenwin, but I also know from a future conversation that there's another reason Kim does not like talking to kids. It's not really a spoiler, but Kim spent a lot of his time as a beat cop having to deal with juvenile delinquents. He has quite literally seen every possible horrible thing that a juvenile can do, and he does not want to fucking deal with them ever again.
He could have just said he doesn't know.
You could have just said you don't know, kid.
Kuno knows shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone.
The popo phone. Jesus Christ. You know how he got up
Probably
there?
climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see it happen.
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
All right, where'd you go then?
I don't know. Some fucking
He looks around, trying to come up with something.
Mexico, or I don't know, some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
This is kind of interesting. The last time I had this conversation with Kuno, I didn't get nearly as many of these checks, so my answers were way less, like, capable. Kid was playing Cyberpunk. Yeah, that sounds like a fictional name. Night City don't exist.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You haven't been where Kuno's been. You haven't been in Kuno's head. You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know what Kuno's been fucking up to?
Don't tell him that, Kuno. It's lame.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno's City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
And did you see anyone suspicious around?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Want to backhand this little brat so hard? Congratulations, Tenwin. You have officially achieved the Kuno experience.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Oh, great. And now she's slurring in foreign languages. More on this later. Let's talk about something else.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
There we go. And now she's back to English. I punched him in the face when I played. I know that's an option. The last time I tried it, my character fell on his ass. You kids play in this yard often?
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it?
Dead man's clothes were in the trash. How'd they get there?
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
Seriously, kid, I need to know. It could be a lead. Someone may have tampered with the murder.
Listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
And now we're trying to get hustled by a fucking 12-year-old. Wait, I asked you what happened to his clothes. Come on, you must have seen them lying around.
Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that up there. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
He points to the
The
cadaver.
lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
No, Kuno, you don't know anything about the tampering I'm investigating, and I already have pants.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for falling anyway, pig.
All right, there was also a There was also a mug in the
The
trash.
fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again?
Yes, does this racist mug have anything to do with it?
Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you picked it after the mug fucker? Cause he's the clothes fucker?
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm saying, Kuno. Someone might have tampered with the crime scene and cleaned some of it up, and whoever did probably owned this mug, so what you know about it?
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
He nods in approval.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. Get away from my Kuno.
She lets out a hiss, even meaner than before.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face.
Throws Kuno into the trash. Tenwin, are you saying that you want this game to be more open like Skyrim? Should we have the option to beat up the 12-year-old and throw him in the trash? Are you saying that this game isn't good because it's not like Skyrim? All right, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
All right, who is Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
The boy points to his chest with both thumbs. So what? You refer to yourself in the third person?
The fuck are you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person?
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
See, the thing is, Tenwin, Kuno's an ass, but it's Kuno S that I want to fucking punt out a fucking window. To be fair, Skyrim didn't let you bully children without mods. True. It's not like Fallout 1 and 2 where you could just open fire in the middle of town and mow down everyone there. The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm.
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
The boy joins in.
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
I'm not doing anything, see?
Everybody, please! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Oh, God. Yeah, we don't have a choice with this. Well, we can back off. I think we could actually do this again, maybe? It's a red check. This cannot be retried. We'll back off.
Look,
Kuno whispers as you retreat, vanishing in silence.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that, I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look. The Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
How do you know that? You can't see inside my head. Can you read my mind?
I can. Kuno can smell that violent shit. I know what you were thinking.
His voice is so silent it seems that his words are echoing in your head, not coming from his lips.
I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut his shit down. You know what? You should have hit the Kuno, because now...
He raises his voice again.
You're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. King Kuno!
He spreads his arms, taking dominion over the yard.
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno!
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever!
The peepo-headed critter doesn't let him finish.
Peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
Yeah, nice peepo, kid.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper! You don't know where I come from! You just Kuno's bottom bitch!
Okay, we're done here. We're done here for now. That's enough Kuno for today. Okay. Let's go talk on the radio to the... Because I think we... How much longer do we got? 54 minutes for that one and an hour and 25 for that one. Come on, move faster. It occurs to me, can I change how it moves? Controls. No, that's not going to change it. Also, since we're not on the main menu anymore, I'm going to up the music volume again. Dyslexic font makes reading easier for those with dyslexia, unavailable in Chinese. Yeah, I certainly would imagine. No, I can't make it so that it runs on because I can use WAS to move. Oh, I just have to. Okay, that still feels very awkward. Never mind. We'll just stick with the point and click.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers.
Yeah.
A radio microphone.
Look up the radio.
57. How may I assist you?
We can do these two. Alice, could you connect me to Station 41's Lazarus?
It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
You hear a man answering, his throat briskly, clearing his throat briskly, then an answer.
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
I was told to call the Lazarus. People are worried.
Oh, it's you.
Kind of weird that I can use Firewalker now, but I'm kind of worried about using it. I think I've lost my memory. All of it.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
Okay. You're not surprised. What else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Okay, is there anything you can do for me?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Just give me the truth, Doc.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
Okay, Rhetoric. I think you're Rhetoric. Calm down. That wasn't even that big of a check, and you're still jumping to massive conclusions.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mectorson.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Well, at least we know we're not the dumbest person in the station anymore. I also think I might have had a heart
and you
attack.
survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Yeah.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
I feel like when a doctor tells you that death is a natural part of life, you have they are officially just done helping you. Okay, I guess that's all. The phone clicks, and suddenly you hear the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
How far are we? We can 25 more experience points to get a level up. I need you to connect me to a civilian, a Miss Sylvie. She may have reported the murder.
Of course. What is her number, officer?
Kim, didn't Gart give you Sylvie's number?
Hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received. Hold on, officer.
I hope that's not someone's actual number because it's always awkward when video games use telephones because then you're like, is this number real? Does somebody actually have this number? Slap a marching rhythm on your thighs.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone.
Fears to fathom? I don't even... Is that a game?
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello?
Oh, this is the police calling. I have some questions for you about your last days at work.
All right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
She recognizes your voice almost immediately.
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
Electrochemistry? No. Just no. It's a game that carelessly puts people's numbers in it. Oh, like they just straight up did and they didn't bother to check that those numbers were real or not? Sounds like someone at the game design office hopefully got fucking slapped for that one. Let the ad run out. Heck back. I'm going to run to the restroom real fast. I'll be right back. one chapter they intentionally put in a pizza place. Like, okay, if it's a place of business and people nearby can like call it an order, that's not as bad, but that's still pretty bad. Wow, the ad's still playing. I was fast with that. Mm-hmm. There we go. Ma'am, was it you who called the police?
No, not me.
Then why didn't you call? Didn't a corpse behind your workplace bother you?
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the corpse.
What does the union have to do with it?
No one calls the police. The union would get angry.
You can hear her adjust the receiver in her hand. What do you mean by that?
You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Kim, is she talking the truth? The union's basically the law around here?
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the dock workers union.
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation.
Well, I'm the authority around here.
Okay.
He obviously does not want to challenge your authority, and you feel much better now. Now please, miss, tell me exactly why did you let a corpse hang in your own backyard for weeks instead of calling?
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
See, the thing is, authority's not even that high right now, but she did say that she doesn't want to challenge us. So you ignored the law to save your own skin.
I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually.
It's a little late for tears, isn't it? Should have used them to summon the police earlier. Okay, now I feel bad. We've already hit her once just to push her a little. I don't want to fucking cause her to have a mental breakdown. It's okay. It's not really your fault, but it's still something you need to consider.
Yes, I know. It's just... Was there anything else?
Do you know who made the call?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Okay, next question.
Go on.
Do you know who put the victim's clothes in the trash?
No, I don't know. It wasn't me. I haven't been out there since. I was terrified of the stench and the corpse.
She falls silent. By any chance, have you seen my badge?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
Wait, how did you first learn that I was an officer?
You told me back in the whirling. You told everybody, and showed us your badge. I don't need to hear about it anymore.
Well, regardless, my badge is missing. I don't suppose you've seen it anywhere?
Oh, no, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Him doesn't have a uniform. He seems real to me.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is. There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
Have you seen my uniform?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
Oh god, so we've been dressed like this for the whole time. Do you happen to know how my paperwork ended up in the trash container behind the whirling?
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it.
That's a fair assumption.
I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective?
She doesn't sound like she's actually sorry. I don't suppose you've seen my gun.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, Detective.
She sounds beyond exacerbated. Wait. I showed you my gun. When did that
You
happen?
were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and...
She stops hesitantly, not sure if she should continue. Miss Sylvie, what did I do?
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Okay, I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
Do you know what happened to the gun?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I remember part of this conversation. It's bad. You quit your job at the Whirling. Why?
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Wait, why aren't you comfortable discussing it with me?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
Get away from whom?
You know whom.
All right, I guess I won't push you on this. Are you coming back?
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
Should we? Oh God, I don't want to listen to should I listen to electrochemistry? I've got a bad feeling about this. No. We can always come back and ask later if we really want to.
I hope so. Please, don't call me again.
Oh.
Bye.
Wait. Why does she seem angry with you?
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her.
Ooh, we got lucky with that.
Whirling in rags, when she was still working there.
Wait, before I go, you're mad at me, aren't you? What did I do? I can't remember anything.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. Just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
Why do I always end up screwing everything up?
It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in Whirling. I really liked her. We call her Scotty.
So I was the one who made you want to quit.
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you...
She pauses. No, I need to know what I did.
Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now.
Which song?
We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody.
I'm sorry about the song.
To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then you screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that.
Sorry.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself.
I get it. I wasn't a very good tenant.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
You're the worst tavern wench? Why would you call her that? It's trying to show you the world of tomorrow, the great panic of the end. I'm truly sorry for everything, Sylvie. I don't even know what to say. I am sorry for everything.
God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
I'm done now, Alice. We'll talk to you later.
57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of stairs.
much longer we got. 19 minutes on that, 50 minutes on that.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
There are cop types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
I don't know. Sorry cop?
Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
What are the other capo types?
Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
Won't the other capo types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual capo type from sorry to anything.
Sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Thank you, logic. There is the 15th Indo tribe. That's another one that I know we can... Unfortunately, we can only have 3 at the beginning, if I'm right. I don't actually remember what this one does. Importance from your guilt-ridden past. I guess we didn't read this. Hold on. Revachol Special Administrative Region, La Caillou, the Insul Indian Ocean, Coalition Government, Insul Indian Mission Command. Name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something's wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Trouvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out to them, scratching at the corner, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you must truly complete. There's the 15th Indo tribe. Wild Pines, Feld, Capri, Tricentennial, Villiers, La Salée. The names of the Revacholian Indo tribes spring into your head, set loose at the mention of Wild Pines. Royal Monopolies, Octopus, Swordfish, most of them gone by now. YBP, Expander, St. Baptiste, Brightest Star, LUM, Resplend, East Insulindic, Welter, El Casat. But isn't one missing? No, there were only 14. So why do you feel that there was a 15th Indo tribe? This one doesn't have a penalty while going on. We do get +1 to Encyclopedia while we're doing Lonesome Long Road Home. You're one sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of 9 tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. Thing is, I don't think I want that. We did level up. I'm thinking... we know there's a visual calculus that we still need to do. Esprit de Corps is fine right now. Shivers, Physical Instrument, Volition are kind of the 3 I'm looking at. I know I want Shivers, because I know that there's some events with Shivers that I liked when I first played through this area. I wonder if we can... Hold on. Oh, right, we can do... Damaged ledger.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Look at the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your fingers across the aluminum.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
He is lost in his own notes and takes a moment for himself to see it. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can we read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like...
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Thanks.
Okay.
He returns to his own notes.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Smell the
The
ledger.
acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was?
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Then how do I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
All right. Come on. Better than 50% chance?
Is not
Damn it.
what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some. Then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Didn't do anything, unfortunately. Let's go check it out in front of the lieutenant's car. Come on. Go over to the car.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers,
Yeah.
a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
Kim, how do I turn on the
All right.
headlights?
Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He turns the preheater on, waits, then takes out his keys.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Kinema comes to life with a whiny growl.
That was really fucking loud. Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
All right. Sounds good.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the
The
shimmering street.
rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kinema's headlights.
Way.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry. In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Ah, Martinez.
He smells the air and speaks. Where are we on this?
Let me see.
He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it in the light.
Right here.
His finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems nice.
No, It does not.
The lieutenant says without any optimism. Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Did we finally... Oh, it probably doesn't pop up until after we're done with the conversation. Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
Okay, but what about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
That's it?
That's it.
Kim, do you know what these holes mean? Point to the dots on the
Those are
watermark.
perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look. The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Had been doing this for 18 years?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
I got drunk like a megastar. I walked the lands telling whores and liars of the ends to come, for there are 9,855 days remaining. Probably some boring office job, the same as everyone else.
No shame in working a regular job, detective. Sometimes after a long day of doing this, I even envy it. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So I used to be good. I guess that's some solace. And what's the last number?
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
So I've killed.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious that the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate. How do you handle it?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Then maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
He points to your yellow garden.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Thanks.
The lieutenant nods.
All right. I think we're done here.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
He presses a remote control on the key.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Oh. There we go.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Okay. And all intellect learning caps raised by 1. Nice. +1 EXP for every orb clicked. Oh, yes, that's what I was waiting for. So that means heap of snow melts in the wheelbarrow. Yep, I get an experience point for every single one. The street sign says, fuck the police. Nice to know. Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. I knew there was a... Like, to be fair, they do kind of even tease it, where it even says down here at the bottom, you feel like this is the most important of all the thoughts, the one you truly must complete. Fuck the police. Oh, who's offering? That does feel like something we would say. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 8B. But now we can actually go and check on all these things that were around here. And actually get some value out of them. Letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. The kid's ladder is rickety, but still climbable. Someone is trying to grow herbs in the greenhouse. The winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. That is the top of the building, so there's nothing we can do there. What about this?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
What kind of
Every
boots?
worker's boots with reinforced toes and hobnails, all over the yard. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Lieutenant, workers, boot tracks.
Noted.
Come on, give me an exact count.
What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungry. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being.
Damn it, I need to up my visual calculus. That's going to be our next point. We're going to up visual calculus because we've got the one down here. We've got the one up in our room. Ugh. Closed for the winter, please use main entrance. Goods from the lorry are haphazardly littering the surroundings. Jump Jams, a popular musique mag. Glossy magazine, the most able-bodied men. This issue hosts a top 10 list. The Friet. Oh, wait, what's that? Money. Thank you. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. Oh, I see money on the ground. Take that. What is that?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
Oh, so it probably belongs to what's his name? The fucking asshole over there. Should be the last ad break. Oh, stretch. Go. Oh. You guys, I don't know. I'm being very self-conscious because of I'll be honest, when I'm so used to you talking constantly in chat, I'm worried that you and Brown Bear are not enjoying or not liking Disco Elysium right now. Like, I do see you guys interacting every now and then. It's just, I don't know. I get self-conscious. Like, you guys are my regulars, so if you're not talking, then I always feel like, oh god, do I need to switch games? Do we need to pick something else? I'm enjoying it well enough. Okay. As I said, like, this is not going to be action-y, as far as I know. Like, everything in Disco Elysium is all about the vibes, all about the mood of the world, the story, the dialogue, and all of that. And occasionally our detective acting like an absolute insane person. I'm trying to keep that to a minimum because what little I know of later in the game is you do not do yourself any benefits by going absolutely off the
have
rails.
arrived.
Oh, Lord Brandbear, thank you for the 5th month of subscription. I have got to get you guys. I know a lot of streamers have little icons for people who sub for overtime. I need to get a set of those at some point from somebody. Preferably not from the many, many art bots that keep spamming my fucking Twitter DMs. What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
He grits his teeth and then nods towards the racist lorry driver on the other side. So you think the lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
What's this? Foreign car kept in good condition. It's so weird seeing... again, this is another thing of the world building that I like. Having everything with the engine in the back and having a completely flat-fronted vehicle with the front wheels that are kept so far ahead is such a weird design, but it still feels... It still feels like a car without being a car, without being like what we think of as a car. A bold slogan, Humanox, covers the truck. Touch that in a second. Hey, a white tank top, +1 physical instrument. Okay. Tank top, gym vest, reeking of sweat. The sleeveless shirt is the best choice if you're not afraid to show off your masculine upper body and your hairy chest. +1 physical instrument. Work it. I don't actively stream and I get Discord DMs from bots wanting to do work. Oh yeah, Discord has not been much of a problem, thankfully. My thing is Twitter. It constantly fucking... I'll get a new follow and I'll check their page and it's like, I'm an artist looking for commissions. And then they'll message me like a day later. I'm like, I already spent a shit ton of money last year getting all of this set up. I don't have the budget right now to do all this stuff. Please stop asking. What's in here? Hey, money. Most of them are scams. Oh, absolutely.
Stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
This seems incredibly dangerous. I do not like standing underneath this thing. Kim, who is this?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane.
Not that legitimate artists are necessarily better. I've commissioned people in the past. It took months to get my stuff. I mean, my VTuber model did take months, but I was expecting that. They even warned me about it beforehand. Like, they gave me a very good timeline and they stuck to it pretty much exactly. We knew it was going to take months. That was just the case. The artist that I commissioned for my original reference sheet that I posted back in the day on Twitter was also very clear. The only delay we had on her end was she got in a traffic accident and that delayed the delivery of the work by about 3 weeks. But, you know, that's a fucking traffic accident. I'm not going to hold that against a person. So my experience has been relatively good. But yeah, I've heard horror stories. I've heard horror fucking stories. What did this king do?
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol.
Did it cripple her drawing arm? No, then she should have been faster. Kidding, of course. Yeah. I get you, Lord Bramber. No, she was even open enough to send me, like, the x-ray from the hospital. Like, no, it's like, yeah, I got hit by a car. Like, okay, yep, that's a perfectly legitimate reason for a delay. Perfectly legitimate. Get better, please. He blew through the treasury and adopted the middle name of Donald. Oh, please. Tenwin, I know I say no politics, but trust me, we've had multiple presidents who have done this. It's not even... Saying that is like trying to say that, oh, all of our problems started just 4 years ago. No, it's not. It doesn't matter what fucking side you're on. It just fucking... Nope. I'm stopping myself before I get political. I'm stopping myself. Regardless, everything always seems to flow from something, and it's always further back than you think it is. On everyone's account.
His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
I'm saying a lot of bridges are glowing and smoking right now. Yeah, they are. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola. How did he manage to blow through the entire treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
Yeah, I don't know what it means, Lord Bramber. Krugerrands. Because it's not like they're saying that that is the bar of gold. This is a list of things, so I'm not sure. Huh. I have no idea what it means. There's no way that's true.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
Type of currency, apparently. Doesn't surprise me.
Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple. Philippian cocaine was purple.
So he was addicted to nose candy and was a bloated druggie.
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
That is a lot to process.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
Okay, and what exactly is cocaine?
Cocaine.
Oh, okay. Nose candy cocaine. Okay, I realized I did that in opposite order. Where is he buried
Beneath
now?
the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. A group of marble pleurons still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers.
So then what happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
I say it's not exactly like the communists to leave anything from the monarchy around for anyone to rally around or even to remember. So who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of a bad idea, but I guess it is a little bit funny in a nihilistic way.
People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
As I said, this game just tickles such a perfect spot in my brain where it's just like, I just want to know more about the world. Also, how did I just notice that our head follows my mouse? Like, look at that. All right, old woman.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
Don't tickle your brain too much, you might lose something. Hey, I resent that.
The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
You okay there, Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
Excuse me, ma'am? You have some time for some questions?
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Wait.
The lieutenant stops you before you
She's
can
just
snap.
a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
Fine, Kim, if you say so. Alright, I think that's everything over here. I guess we could turn in... Oh, there is some additional stuff in here. Let's turn in the tear we've got.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter the endless cycle of consumption.
Psychochemistry or electrochemistry? Shut up. I don't like you. You keep suggesting that I do really fucking stupid things.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
Yeah, no, we don't have the skill for that. That's not happening.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
I mean, we know what those do. We already have the ammonia. Do you know who Saint Baptiste is?
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company.
She nods slowly at the
Saint
cabinet.
Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
What the hell is Hypnogamma? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's another of the healing items.
Saint-Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint-Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Yeah, it's a big... So the magnesium is 90 cents a piece and gives you 1 morale, but the Hypnogamma is $2.50 a piece but gives you 3. So if you do have a lot of health on one of the stats, you're better off buying the high-end ones rather than the low-end ones because they're going to be cheaper in the long run. But we only have a max of 3, and if we hit 0, we die anyway, so there's no point in having the +3s, plus they cost too much. We're already low enough on money as it is. Yellow roses, dozens of them, tulips too. What's dying? Relapsing? Oh no, you can actually die in this game, Lord Brown Bear. It happens. Amplitude is having a huge sale, by the way, 75% off. Well, I would have... Maybe we should have waited to get Endless Dungeon for the sale then. Damn it. What is this?
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Poor mail delivery box. We pat the box.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
I've been there, Post La Ventura mailbox. I've been.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
I complimented a mailbox and restored my health.
And then suddenly, you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
That's a bench. I know we can use the bench to, like, wait. But I don't want to do that. Some great teutonic forces crack the pavement like an eggshell. Oh, good. We're almost done with that thought. Nice. I was wondering if that was going to show up. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. How close are we? We need 40 more for a level up. This is still helping us. Do we have any more? Yes, we do. Helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Well, that's not going to give us anything. Reminds me of the time I lockpicked a horse's ass in Kingdom Come Deliverance. What? I'm sorry, what? Endless Space and Endless Legend are both €9.99. Dungeon of the Endless is €3 for the standard and 5 for the definitive. Hot air rises from the sewer, sour, acidic, but strangely comforting. Hey, we got some more tear. Hold on. That's strange. That looks like it would be more tear, but I guess not. That also looks like it would be tear, but I guess not. That sucks. I was hoping to get some more money out of it. Oh, there's a trash can. Don't tear too much. Yep. Water lock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. Some more tear. Oh, fingerless gloves. +1 to electrochemistry. I don't really like that because electrochemistry is an asshole. Gasoline-stained fingerless gloves in navy blue. They've been worn threadbare, but being made of wool, they still provide some warmth and comfort. +1 to electrochemistry. Cigarette-stained fingertip. Electrochemistry has not been your friend. No. Roy's Pawn Shop, fast cash for faster times. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to go in there at some point, but we are pretty close to the end. Why has this not... I thought it said 1 minute. 1 minute to go. Why is it not going off? Come on. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Butter sign down.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order.
What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets. It's an acquired taste.
Ominous daredevil feeling. Interesting. Now I'm hungry. Yeah. Hold on. We'll check that in a second because we got the next one here.
Lonesome. Long way home.
Oh, dear.
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Bonuses. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed, the drug, gives you 1 psi. Interesting. I don't know if that's really going to help us, though, is the problem. No. Rigorous self-critique, the 15th Indo tribe. 5 hours and 55 minutes. We're going to try that one. See what that does. Alright. Oh, right. We want to try... I actually wonder, do I have anything that improves visual calculus? Or that anything that lowers it that I should take off? No. Nothing in tools. Nothing in items. Okay, we're going to try it.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order.
I could hear English Vin Diesel talk all day. He does kind of sound a little Vin Diesel-ish, doesn't he, the narrator? All right, attempt to reconstruct what happened.
Judging by the size of the impact
we got this one.
And the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Okay, so a motor vehicle came from this direction, ramped on top of the building, hit the billboard, and used that to get just enough leverage to get over to the other side. Look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Okay, look at the sloping metal roof panel.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
And then the broken posts.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Car chase or a joyride? Joyride would make more sense. Car chase, the main road is blocked off because of all the transport that's been blocked from getting to the harbor, so it's not even like you can really get through that very easily.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The salmon and butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
How recent?
Within the past 72 hours.
Okay, so while we were getting drunk off of our ass. Look at the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
Can we guess what the model was?
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Why the Capri?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
And the Linea?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump.
And what now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
All right.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
All right, so we're not going to know what happened to that car until we get a chance to get to the other side. Oh, wait,
Yes?
what? Did I miss? No, did I miss something from Kim? No. Oh, did I miss something from Kim? Was I supposed to talk to him when I was standing over here?
Yes?
Oh, now I feel like an ass. I thought, oh, god damn it. Did it? I don't know if it, no, it last saved over where we were talking to the woman. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Now, oh. Sewer grate, a gateway to the river of filth. I mean, yeah. Sometimes our brain just seems to like latching. Oh, damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. So it's talking about that. And we've got some people over here, or person. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on the cover. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. The book is about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. A book about boyadero culture promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future, the government reads your mind using radio technology. Roundabout north to Cape Side Apartments, Martinez Pier. Ad reads, broken window, Tibbs has windows. Okay. I don't think there was anything else down here. Been kicked out of every joint in Revachol. Well, that sounds like a you problem, buddy. What's in here? Hey, some money. We have 7 real now. Whopping 7 fucking real. Splatter of bullet holes line the wall. Half-naked dame, you say? I mean, it sounds like a romance novel. If everyone smells like shit, it might be time to check under your shoes. Only 183 to go. No, I think it was 140 we owed, not 190. But I can't remember entirely. Lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. We can't do anything about that. Oh, there's something over there. Hey, some tear. Good. Cape Side Apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain to roundabout north. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? And I'm assuming she's the one that just talked. Yeah. Oh. Signal blue naval coat. Let me see. +1 to suggestion. Aye, Captain. -1 to half-light. Officerial poise. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself...
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Okay, apparently she can talk even while we're in a dialogue. If you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moss had left a few holes in it. So it would replace our esprit de coat. Yeah. Okay. Well, I like our green jacket for right now. But it's good to have.
Hey, up here, Piggo.
Am I... Okay, are you bothered? Why are you bothering me? The last thing I know about from when I played is I think there's more dialogue with the manager after calling the employee. Other than that, I'm blind. Yeah, I think I remember that, but I don't remember what he says.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Don't use that tone with me. I am the law. We just need to know your name, lady. No need to get defensive.
And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking
The
at?
lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief.
That was weird. That wasn't what it said at all. She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully towards Joyce performing maintenance on her boat.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
You mean Joyce?
On a first name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
And what the hell is a zone?
It's where they grow whores like her. And they're whoremen.
Why all the negativity?
Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor?
No, just wondering why everyone I've met in this town is just as deranged as I am, and they don't have the excuse of a 3-night bender that wiped all of their knowledge from everything in reality. That's all. Look, do you know anything about the murder?
I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
What the hell are you doing to this wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't even know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mono is here.
He doesn't look drugged out. Maybe she's just a stupid teenager. I mean, that's very likely. And there's the ad. One last ad break. We'll do a little bit more, and then I'll have to get going for the day. And yeah, I've pretty much settled on it. We're going to do The Surge tomorrow. I'll give it a shot. It's a Souls-like, but it's sci-fi related. I remember seeing some gameplay footage way back when it first came out, but it didn't look worth it to drop $60 on it at the time, and I just kind of forgot that it existed. So thank you again to Tenwin for providing that as an option for the gift through the gift system. Again, man, you've provided so much already. I gave it to you for the price of a cheeseburger. Then I will try to provide at least as much entertainment and enjoyability as a cheeseburger. Now I know where the bar is. Thank you, Tenwin. I now have the standard that I must set it for myself. I need to provide the enjoyment of a cheeseburger. I want a cheeseburger. Don't talk to me about it. I had cheeseburgers. I had a cheeseburger and a chicken sandwich yesterday at my favorite local place that I picked up. It was nice. It's nice sometimes to just get it and not have to cook it yourself. Combat is great. The visual design of armors or weapons are great. Very realistic sci-fi, for lack of a better term. I did see some of the footage of like the exoskeletons that make up the armor, and yeah, it does look it looks very clunky. It doesn't look, it's not like Apple aesthetic smooth. It's very clunky, very industrial, very real, very grimy and realistic looking. But we'll see. We'll see.
We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
And so why are you so committed to defacing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium.
Okay, yeah. She's either a disgruntled teenager or an early 20-something who thinks that havoc is a good thing to have. Fucking bitch.
I thought I'd mix it up. You know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
Yeah. Oh, my life is so hard and I live in the worst part of the town. I know, I'm gonna make everything worse, and that's somehow going to make people like me. Wannabe anarchist. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Well, I have an opinion on it. You want to hear it? I love public art. Don't mind us and just keep doing what you're doing, you stupid bitch.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You know what? Just to spite her, we should just tell everyone in town that we openly endorse her painting over these buildings just so that everyone will think she's on the RCM's take and they will just ignore her at every opportunity. See you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
I'm sure we do. Leave me the fuck alone, why don't you? Hey, more tear. Looks like there was some construction here decades ago. The belly of this boat shines as if it's been recently painted. And some more magnesium. I'll take that. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A. The room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you will ever earn in all your life. Good to know that Joyce has a boat that is worth more than my entire existence. Thanks. Let's go inside here.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
Normally, I'd stick to stream until the raid, but I need to beat this quote. I'll see you tomorrow. We are going to be finishing here in a few minutes, but I understand, Lord Bramber. You have a good one, and you go ahead and knock that cold on its ass.
The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. The door rattles again, but this time, you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
This is the police. Open the door.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
The hallway echoes with their cackle. Ma'am, I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
He trails off, leaving the sentence unfinished.
Backyard door? There must be another entrance to the east.
All right, fine. No need to fucking piss all over an old woman's day. Garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. Another splattering of bullet holes in the wall.
There must be another way into the building.
Why the fuck was that loud? Okay, that was...
Yeah, what's that
Jesus.
noise down there?
Oh, wait, what? Hello?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. No trouble from me. Just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Well, I'm sorry to say the gendarme really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
He asks you, adjusting his shirt.
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
You got a good view of the backyard. What can you tell me about the hanging?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
You?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
The lieutenant takes out his little blue notebook and begins writing something down.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. His old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
Hey, Sunday, friend. How intriguing.
The fact that it's electrochemistry telling me this already tells me that it's something related to drug and sex. So, do you have your friend's name? Did he see something?
Doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the grey sky, snow continues to pile on the neighboring windowsills.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to tell us your name.
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
All right, I guess we'll talk later.
No. We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the snowy balcony with a dying hiss.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Well, let's give it a shot.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains?
Listen, just trying to make things okay again around here. Is there anywhere else we could meet?
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding. There's snow gathering on his hair and on his shoulders, a speckle of white against the purple that hangs loose on his slender frame.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
His voice is soft and deliberate, and with a flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the rail.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
He walks away. Okay, we have to wait for the actual animation to play. There we go. Any day now, game. Thank you. Please zoom back in on us.
He's gone.
The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns towards you. We should go after him. See
No
where he
point
went.
in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
So we just give up.
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there.
Yeah, the one next to the door. The lieutenant nods towards a small rock on a soggy patch
If we
of
find a
grass.
way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
Sweet. Let's do that.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments, and the man can be in any of them.
So then how are we going to find the right one?
We'll just have to go in and see.
All right. And we will go ahead and use that point for visual calculus. Like I said, we've got 2 more of those we need to deal with. And that's going to be it for us today. Nice little... Oh, okay, good. It's saved. Nice little progress made. Nice little progress made. We're still in the first day. Jesus Christ, it's only late in the it's only the early afternoon of the first day. We're still here. All right, that's going to be it for us today. I don't think we really need to raid anybody today. It was hard enough finding it the last couple times. So I'm just going to finish up here. We're going to go ahead and get set for the Surge tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. And I guess I just need to keep an eye on the Baldur's Gate news to see when we'll finally get access to that. And when we'll finish Disco Elysium, we'll move on into that. And if not, I'll figure something else out. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed Disco Elysium so far. I hope it works. God, I hope so. I will have to take a look to make sure. The Surge can be a bit funky. Yeah, it's not surprising. Still, we will see. We will see. I'll try to have at least a little bit of forewarning and getting all that set up. But again, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you all tomorrow for the Surge, and have a glorious fucking day.